today's video. So I made a video previously where I was sharing my thoughts on Honorable Sam George's take on certain things. And as I was sharing my thoughts, I did mention how money or finances was a paywall and to a certain degree a form of filter in the political race or in the political system. So what I'm going to talk about or touch on today is the youth in politics. Yes, it is that time. Personally, I believe it is that time. It's now or never for people in my age demographic and a little younger and a little older to actively get into politics. And we've seen this. We've seen different people enter politics to a varied level of responses, so many different types of responses. It's crazy. The main thing I've noticed about some of the responses of certain youth personalities or certain persons joining or trying to get into politics is that there's this pervasive distrust in among ourselves. So this is me talking from the youth perspective. There's this pervasive distrust among us when it comes to entering politics because certain people cite these persons pseudo or should I say junior political runs in maybe uni or even in SHS, and they use that as a metric to determine that, okay, no, these people are probably not going to do positive things when they get into power. Look what they did when they had little. I mean, yes, you are, if they are given little, whatever comes out of it, people can safely conclude that if you are given more, it would follow a similar trajectory. But that is not always the case. There are situations where people grow. That's the most important thing, grow. But yeah, back to the youth. Okay, I'll still already talking about the youth. I don't script and just think, so it's very difficult to keep my train of thoughts. But anyways, like I was saying, it's time for people of my age to get into politics. And I think right now it might actually be easier to get into politics than it was, let me say, 10, 12, more like 12, because we are in fours, like 12 years ago. Because social media is playing its part in helping propagate the word, and you don't need to do too much to get your word out there. Although you need to do a lot more to target your word out there. Other than that, you're just firing into the dark and you don't know what you're doing. You pay more. The more you pay, the tighter the focus or the scope of your message delivery is and who it's going to be delivered to. But that's a conversation for another time. What I'm here to talk about is to you, the people who, or the youth people of my generation, and I mean older and younger, like I said, who are not interested in joining the political conversation. I remember times when people were reading newspapers. I'm like, why are you reading a newspaper? You didn't read Spider-Man and drop it? You didn't read Aquacan and just leave it? You were actually diving into this and consuming this? Why? but now I do that. It's shocking because I guess I am actively being affected by everything that is happening in the world today. So if you are, which we all are, I mean, many of us have been crying about the current economic situations that Ghana is in, and we can't just, we also have to provide answers, and in that vein, those who believe they are capable should try. Now, here's also another interesting take. If we, the youth, like I said, seem to have some pervasive distrust among ourselves about who we think we can do it, as a matter of the people who have the access, because people feel like, yeah, okay, you are from this family, or you do this, or you did this when you're young, so I don't think you're the right person, you're going to be corrupt or anything. Then I think the best resource is to find the people that you believe would have the best interests of the menu. And if they are willing, key thing, if they are willing, support them. If money is the issue, it's easier to crowdfund these days, where you can just put together a good communique, put it on social media, and people who support this person would put money into the person, so that the person doesn't have to go, like Sam George said, go to business interest and then have to sign up some very interesting deals, which would put him in a very compromised situation. Now, another thing that I've seen people, my age group say concerning getting into politics is that they say that you will be corrupted. I don't know how I feel about that. What I will say is that sooner or later we need to get into this. So why not get into politics sooner than later? And I personally think if we get into politics en masse, like if a lot more of the youth got interested in politics and a lot of them started from the grassroots and then they actively won seats and stuff like that, we could kind of get things going, you understand? We could kind of get things moving, because if you start off as an assemblyman and stuff like that, you could get things going, get things pushing. So, I think, like, I say all this to, this is probably going to be a very short message. I say this to say that you out there that are interested in politics, you want to be a part of politics, hey, your interest is interest. There are persons who might be more qualified or less qualified, who either already have the opportunity to be in politics or are not interested in being in politics. It's a myriad of situations. But if you're out there and you have a genuine love for the country, if you sang this song during assembly, do they still do assembly? But if you sang "Arise, Ghana, you for your country," if you sang that song and you loved it, you were pumped. I'm just joking, but like, you get what I mean. If you're feeling patriotic, because the truth is, if we are going to believe what the youth are saying about this entire political endeavor and the youth sentiment about politics in general, it's not particularly tasteful. But if there truly are patriots out there, get in the game. Better now than ever. And do not worry about the perception of being corrupted. Do your best, do what you can to do, and if you can't, just bow out. So this is to say, more of the youth, I think you guys should get into politics. I don't know if politics is for me. I don't know if I've reached do I have a lot of ideas on things that could help this country? Oh yes, I do. Would I be able to implement them without stepping on a few toes and be annoying and angering a lot of people? Yeah. So if you're out there and you have the mental capability to go into politics right now, just try it. I will say that the musician Adam's social experiment about the youth's perception of politics was quite interesting, and it's these narratives that we need to break the ice and start having a conversation about politics, because Charlie, we reach the problem day or day. Like, we are all suffering from all of this. So you might as well just get in and try and find a fix, because if all you're going to do is just sit behind a camera and talk about a fix, that's all it's going to be, maybe. But if you want to sit behind a camera and talk about it and try and encourage people to get it, in hopes that these people who have listened to you, have heard your ideas, will try and implement it, out too deep. So get into politics. That's what I'm saying. Get into it, guys. Just get into it. And I am hoping, as always, I hope we prevail. I hope we get the right people into places of power moving forward, because I feel like Ghana is a cat. It's probably on its 7th or 8th life now. And if Ghana is Mario, Ghana has lost. You know, when you eat the power up and become big, yeah, Ghana has lost that power up and we are now small. So we really need to get another mushroom to eat, or it's all. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys ever interested in politics? Do you guys, when you used to read Akukan and Garth and Spider-Man in the newspapers, do you read newspapers now? Do you not read newspapers? You think you could be good in politics? Who do you think out there should get into politics? within your friend group or within your circle of influence. Share it, and we can keep having this conversation, because like I said, we need to break the ice. We need to demystify everything surrounding getting into politics, so that we get into it soon, if we truly want to have the passion and zeal. But I feel like this is about the right age range to get into politics, if you're asking me. But hey, that is my explanation for that will be a totally different video. So catch you guys in the next time. As always, we will cross at it. Peace.